Hey guys, it's Zaphod here. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time to the comic strip, my weekly video review where I go through, talk a little bit about the comics I read this week. As you know, I do try to get this up on Wednesdays, but it was a really heavy week, so I did not have enough time to get through all my stuff before then. What with all the great new shows coming out right now, like in addition to all my comics, there's Flash and Arrow and Gotham and Constantine and Parks and Rec, and those take up a considerable amount of time. It's important though, they deserve it. I love those shows. Parks and Rec, if you guys aren't watching the last season, oh my gosh, it's just delightful. But anyway, since there are a lot of comics, let's go ahead and talk about what we're really here about today. For those of you who haven't watched before, I do try to keep this as spoiler-free as I can, just because I understand that a lot of these comics you guys haven't read yet, and it's no fun if I ruin it for you. So if it's a new series, I might give you a basic premise, but I'll try not to get into the meat of it too much. Anyway, first up, what I'd like to talk about today is something I'm very excited about and I've been looking forward to for a very long time. This is the Nameless from Grant Morrison and Chris Burnham. You may have heard these two names together from such hits as Batman Incorporated. Yes, good stuff. So it's fantastic, it's great, it's weird. If you want an idea of what you have to look forward to, also, Nathan Fairbairn helped with this as well, with the art on that. There's an occult expert called Nameless, who's hired to stop a mysterious asteroid that's on its way to crash into Earth. And there's like a weird suicide with this like mystic warning writing, and there's like this creepy lady who hunts people through nightmares. It's really strange, it's really trippy, but it looks really, really cool. The art's fantastic, of course. Chris Burnham is just amazing. But really great, really weird, cool sci-fi bent. If you like Grant Morrison, if you like Chris Burnham, if you like a crazy story, this is a good one to check out. Definitely worth picking up. Then we have up Saga number 25. This is a fantastic wrap cover. So if we're looking at the back, we've got this on the opposite side. Very fantastic. This is a great issue. Without saying anything about what's going on in the story, the narration, Hazel's narration of things and her little insights, sometimes what she says is just like, but, yeah, this series is great. And those of you who like these guys, they have a couple new projects in the back pages of this, and also elsewhere on the internet. It's been announced that BKV, Brian K. Vaughan, will be working on a series, Paper Girls, and another series called We Stand on Guard coming up, little ways. So definitely worth checking out those. And then actually Fiona Staples is going to be doing the art for at least the first 3 issues of an Archie title. That will be written by Mark Waid. So pretty exciting stuff going on. They did say to reassure that will not screw up with the Saga schedule. So those of you who despair like I do during the months of break, it won't get any worse than what we're going through right now. They're going to keep making Saga their priority because they love it. And we love it. So yay. Then we have up Birthright. This is hell of an issue. This is really such a great series. We're only 5 issues deep and already so much stuff has happened. There's been so much world building and story development that's going on. This is one of my new favorites that's happening, and it's great. If you like a fantasy story, this is fantastic. One of the best ones out there right now, in my opinion. Speaking of great fantasy stories and best things out in comics, there's a lot of best things out in comics. It's one of those things that it's like I'm really happy anytime I see a new series, and I'm like, oh, I love this series, I love this creator, I'm really excited to jump on this, but then at the other time, some of my favorite creators are being so creative right now and putting out so many great new books. I only have so much money. It's a dilemma. It's the nerd's dilemma, I guess. Speaking of people who write amazing things all the time, we have East of West. Blah. Oh, this is really, if you guys aren't reading this is a really good book to catch up on. It's an amazing, sci-fi story. You will never know you open every issue with no idea what to expect. It's always going to be something different and crazy, and it's amazing. This is a really, really intense issue, and similarly to the Hazel's narration in Saga, I really like they do in this one. They have like white pages where they'll just have like 2 lines of text, and it'll just be kind of like a really profound quote or something that is, you know, foreshadowing or leading up, or so I really like reading those and seeing just like, ooh, that sounds ominous. Ooh, I wonder what's gonna happen there. But yes, good stuff. Then we have up Ms. Marvel, number 11. This is one of those rare Mystic $2.99 Marvel comics that I've heard about from the past. They pretty much don't exist right now. This might be the last one that there is. There might be one other one, I can't think of it. But pretty much all of Marvel's other comics have been bumped up to the $3.99 price. So I'm very happy that Ms. Marvel is staying at $2.99 because, you know, money. This is fantastic. This is the end of the arc that they have going on. I think the next one might just be a one and done issue. We'll see. But it has a nice positive message about my generation, the millennials, so it's nice to see us being represented in a less negative light than we usually are. Then we have... Oh no! Oh my god. Tragedy just struck in my comic room. All of my comics fell on the ground. Hold on. Oh no. You have no idea. Oh, nothing looks fucked up. Okay. Whew. That is, ugh. Okay, we can breathe safely now. Alright, what were we talking about? We're talking about witches, right? Okay, witches. Witches. Did you see that tragedy? Everything I owned could have died just now. Or at least everything I bought this week. I would have cried. I would have cried. I will not lie. So this issue is great. You're learning more about these weird, creepy creatures called the witches. This series is about as creepy as I can read in comic books. It's a great issue. Really, really weird. Really looking forward to seeing what this wizardry of a team does next. Then we have a Nailbiter, number 10. This is a super crazy issue with everything that goes on. There's just even more mysteries coming up around the town. We're not figuring out, like, we're figuring out little bits here and there, but everything we figure out, more stuff is coming up that is like, whoa, where did that come from? Very cool. And then this is going to be, next month is going to be the Hack Slash crossover, so there's that to look forward to. Serial killers, you know, it works well together. Then we have up one of the most delightful things. I wasn't here to talk to you guys about it when number 1 came around, but I am here now to steer you right to reading Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. I know, you're thinking, that seems a little goofy. I don't know. But what you should be thinking is, this is fantastic, this is delightful, it's charming and whimsical, and anybody who's reading Adventure Time absolutely should be reading this. It's by the same guy, it's got the tiny words at the bottom of the page. There's nothing not to love, and it's great and ridiculous. It says it's rated teen, but you could probably get away with reading it to your kids. There's really not too much in there that's, you know, maybe a crude joke here or there, but it'll probably go whoop over their heads. So, but it's ridiculously charming. It's great. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Then we have up another great series that started out recently. From Joelle Jones, we have Lady Killer. This is a really charming series. It's about a housewife who is also a super cold, hardcore assassin. It's pretty great. I really enjoyed it. My boyfriend actually put it really well. The animation, the art in this is just so... It is almost like animation. It's like watching a Twisted Disney movie, because it's this really, really cute art. I really love her art, and it's charming, but you can see the movements of the characters, and it's really expressive, and it really is just like a Twisted Disney story. It's really great, fantastic art, great premise. I'm really enjoying this one. Then a couple of number 1s to talk about today. We had, in addition to Nameless, that is, we have Cluster. This is another take on the Prison Planet, but it's very different from Bitch Planet, so don't, you know, tune out right away. The idea is, in a heavily monitored government society, if you're convicted of a crime, you can go to prison for probably a very heavy sentence, or you can spend 15 years fighting on this planet to help make way for a new civilization. You get to fight aliens, you get to defend, you get to build stuff, you get to probably die in the process. It's not a great secure position, but it's really interesting story. The art's great. There's weird, crazy aliens and stuff like that. So it's very different than Bitch Planet. Very, very loose, similar premise, but don't hold that against it. It's definitely cool and definitely worth reading, and the art's rad. Then we have up Postal #1. So the basic idea of this is that there's a town full of former criminals who have a no-tolerance policy on crime. They self-police themselves. Of course, you self-police yourself. Anyway, and so it's pretty harsh if you do commit crimes in this town, but it focuses on this guy here, an Aspergian postal carrier, and that's awesome. That's cool. So I like seeing that portrayed in a positive light. My brother and I both have Asperger's, so it's cool to see, you know, a lead character where it's, you know, building awareness to it and stuff like that. So I was happy to see that. But all said and done, it was all right, but probably nothing to keep me reading it, at least right now. Not with everything else that's amazing coming out right now and taking all of my time and my money. But yeah, so a couple things I haven't read yet. I haven't gotten around to reading Feathers, which I love #1 of. Looking forward to that. Haven't read Star Wars #2. Super stoked for that. Got Black Vortex, which I want to dig into. I'm really bad at keeping up with the events. It's just a lot to track. So I'm hoping that I can keep up with that. Anyway, that's that for me this week. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out. Really, really heavy week. So your arms may be full of comics, and if they're not full of comics, hey, take this week as an opportunity to pick up something you haven't checked out before. Check out Cluster, the Nameless. Both very cool concepts. Anyway, that's it for me. Pardon my jammies. I was not awake yet this morning. All right, well, thank you for helping me get through that traumatizing experience we witnessed earlier, and have a great week, and may all your comics arrive on time and be in mint condition. All right, bye, guys.